So I was at the gym this morning, and there was this woman there, just standing on the treadmill, and she was having a conversation with another gentleman, um, an older man, and they were talking about politics. There was something on the TV about something that was going on. I don't know. I don't follow politics. I don't get into that um, to that extent. I kind of live in my own little world. I do know what's going on because of my wife, more than I probably would if I weren't married. So she does kind of keep me up to date on things that are going on in the world, and I appreciate that. Thank you, honey. So today, again, like I said, I was in the gym, and I saw these two individuals having a conversation about politics, and what struck me most was the fact that the woman started talking about Hillary Clinton. Now, I wasn't eavesdropping. I was just doing something, working out, and I didn't have my headphones on. So I thought it was interesting that I heard this, and it stuck with me because I usually am in my own, like I said, little world, or just in my zone, and I don't really pay attention to what's going on around me in the gym. But she said Hillary Clinton, she's like, I hope Hillary runs again so that we can crush her and kill her. Essentially, she didn't want her to win. I do remember hearing her talking about being a Republican and really admiring the way in which Trump is doing what he is doing. So it's really interesting and fascinating to me to hear things like that. And it's sad. It's sad, and it makes me feel sad. And it brings me back to, I want to say reality, but not, and I'm not trying to negate or ignore the fact that there's racism, that there's hate in the world. What I'm saying is reality in a sense of myself. That's the reality I'm talking about. And I wanted to bring up this whole conversation, or talk about this whole thing, because one, it did make me sad. Two, it brought me back to reality of the world, not my reality of who I am. And a reminder that we live in a world that has a lot of hate, that has a lot of anger, and people who just don't like themselves. And man, it's so intense. And I was really struck because in my mind I'm thinking, one, you are a human being talking about another human being. She's you, you're her, essentially, in energy or life sense. And then she's a female. Why are you bashing another female? Aside from who and what she's done, she's a female, right? Like, we have to uplift each other. At least that's my world and what I think. And I don't know. I was really puzzled by how she got to the point where there was so much hate and anger in her, because she was saying some other things that I'm not going to share on here, that I just didn't understand. And I wanted to, I felt inclined to ask her, well, where did you learn all of this hate? And where did you learn to be so angry? And how is that living in you right now? Like, how are you living in a happy, healthy state with that type of energy flowing through you? That's what I wanted to ask, and I didn't. Something in me also said, not worth your time or energy. So I reserved it and just finished my workout. But I wanted to share that story really quickly to talk about how crippling it is to live in a world where there's so much hate and anger. And it's so easy for me and for people to step outside of themselves and really start living in that hate and anger, right? I could have easily asked the question, one, in the way in which I wanted to, or I could have stepped out of character and really had a full-blown conversation with her about her ignorance, basically. And but then I would have been living in my reality, and I would not have been working and living through, I would not have been showing her something different, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know. I just feel like it's crippling. So I was crippled. That's what I want to share. I was crippled. I couldn't navigate how to approach the situation. Even if I did approach the situation, in my heart, I don't feel like it would have been impactful. So then now there are these people just circulating in the world who think and live that way, and I'm amongst them. So I'm back to the word crippled, and how am I living my life in a crippled mindset? Physically, I'm capable, but mentally, am I enslaved? Yes. And am I crippled in the way in which I think? That's the question that I'm sitting with right now, and not really sure how to process it or what it means right now. But that's what I wanted to share, because that's what's really resonating with me. Um, and the sadness. It is sad. It makes me feel sad and angry and frustrated. And I think the more that, you know, we see and hear and feel those things that are going on in the world, the more it builds it up. And I say builds it up because had I gone to her and expressed my anger, expressed my sadness, expressed my frustration, expressed how I was actually feeling, I feel like that would have fueled where she was or where she is in life, right? So I don't know that it would have changed her or her thought processes. Some people are so deep in that hate and just hate and lack of love for themselves that what I would have said, if anything, would have probably built up that hate, is what I'm saying, and fed into it and reinforced it, because she hates, and she's really full of anger. You can see it all on her face and her demeanor, and it was just really interesting. So I don't know, I just wanted to share how I was feeling about it and get that off of my chest. And it was a reality check. If, you know, like I said, I kind of live in my own world, but it brought me back to world reality versus my reality. And it is also reaffirming that there's work that needs to be done. I'm not any separate from the world around me or the world in which I live in. So that's that. Thanks for listening. Man, we just got to do better. We got to do better. And I salute and really admire those of you who are in the fight physically and investing your time and energy in what's right. So thank you to all of you who put forth the work and the energy to fight for rights, to fight for diversity, and just overall, just love, man. It's hard out here, and in addition to it being hard, I am grateful. But we gotta do better. I'm out.